We received the following message from a Queensland man we'll call Graham, and we've changed his name to protect his identity. Around 6 years ago, Graham's daughter was convicted of murder and she spent over 3 years in prison. And Graham claims to have concrete proof that two Queensland police officers fabricated evidence and perjured themselves to convict her. Around 4 years ago, the decision was overturned by the High Court, so there's obviously some substance to what Graham is saying, right? Now, we can't go into any details about the matter because this is only Graham's side of the story, and for that reason, we won't name any of the parties involved. The point of this post isn't whether or not his daughter is guilty, or even whether the officers did commit perjury. The point is to talk about how the Queensland authorities have ignored Graham's desperate pleas for justice. Graham said he's complained repeatedly to the Queensland Police and the Crime and Corruption Commission. He sent them the evidence which proves the two officers did fabricate evidence and perjure themselves, but he hasn't heard anything back from them. Nothing. So out of frustration, Graham began posting details onto social media in an effort to find justice. But when he started posting details about the police misconduct, he began receiving death threats. Now, I asked Graham if he believed the death threats were related to the Queensland Police, and he said he wasn't sure. Graham reported the death threats to the Queensland Police over 4 years ago, but he says that he still hasn't heard anything back from them. Serious questions have to be asked about whether the police are trying to cover the death threats up, with the obvious question being why. Now, in good news, Graham has heard back from the Queensland opposition leader and he's offered to help. So we've suggested that Graham writes back to the Queensland Police and the Crime and Corruption Commission to let them know that he's no longer alone. At this point, Justice Matters and the opposition leader have both offered to help, but that's only the beginning. And hopefully this time, they'll treat his complaint seriously